How's everybody doing? Nomad here. In today's video, I want to go over some tips, tricks, and a little bit of a guide on how to take on the tier 3 zone or how to get prepped for it and then take it on. It might be simple, but there are a few things that I want you guys to keep in mind. It can get hectic out there whether you're solo or with a squad and you're trying to go for the schematics or you want to just tough it out in the tier 3 zone. I hope this video helps you out in any way. Drop a like on it as it helps me and the channel grow, and it helps this video go out to more people and it helps the algorithm, honestly. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We're cover everything MWZ here on the channel, but without further ado, let's get straight into it. First off, let's go over some basics. The gear you want to have at a minimum when attempting the tier 3 zone are going to be decoys. Not only are they fantastic, they're better than monkey bombs. They do not explode, but they distract zombies for quite some time. As well as the fact that when you refill at ammo caches, it give you up to 3. It is one of the only tacticals in the game where you get up to 3 of them, and they will be very versatile and you're going to use them quite often, or just when you get into a pinch when you're in the tier 3 zone. I also recommend the breacher drone. That has always been my favorite lethal in the game. It's fantastic because you can jump 180, throw it down, and kill a group of zombies that are behind you. Throwing knives are also very fantastic too for taking out the hellhounds. In the tier 3 zone, as long as you're running around, what you really need to focus on and worry about are the hellhounds, because if you can get out of dodge, you can outrun any zombie type except for the hellhounds. Now, when we talk about the field upgrade, anyone that you enjoy will work, but the energy mine is fantastic. Again, this is a good tool to use if you're in a pinch. Shoot it down at the ground, it'll kill everything around you and give you some time to recoup and get out of dodge and do what you need to do. Next off, at a minimum, come in with a 2-plate vest. 3-plate is preferred, obviously, but 2-plate will suffice and be good enough for you. Now, one of the biggest things that you must have, in my opinion, when tackling the tier 3 zone is one specific perk. You guys probably already know what this is. This is Stamina Up. This perk is fantastic. Not only is it great for the ability to run faster, but the way the tier 3 zone is designed, it's designed specifically for you to stick to the rooftops. Sure, are there areas down below, but I do not recommend you going into buildings, especially if you don't know your way around the zone. It can be very easy for you to get trapped in a building with no way out, or you don't know where the window is because there's multiple rooms. So stick to the roofs and keep stamina up. Fantastic perk just for running around, being able to mantle faster. Another thing when running around, this is what I tend to do, is when you're doing a roof gap, I mash the jump button or the deploy button, because even when you're doing a gap, your guy will pull his parachute out quickly and then mantle the ledge. Sometimes I've had it to where my guy won't grab the ledge, won't climb up. He'll barely miss the ledge. So I always mash the jump button as I do roof gaps so I can guarantee myself being able to climb up onto the next roof that I'm going to. Keep an eye out for ladders. There's ladders absolutely everywhere. And at the end of the day, once you guys get more used to the tier 3 zone, I recommend you guys just going in there, even if you have no gear, just go in there and learn patterns, learn different routes. That is the biggest thing. Once you start getting these routes down, you're outrunning zombies, you see the building ahead of you. As you get used to the zone, you'll realize what you need to do, where you need to jump. There could be a ladder behind on the other side of the building, which you know is there once you get used to the zone, and you know how to find specific routes to get out of dodge. I will tell you, in the tier 3 zone, there are times where there will be downtime. If there's enough people in there, contracts are being completed. There is some times where I'm running around, there's no zombies, no elites anywhere, and you will have some downtime, which is great. Furthermore, let's talk about a few places in the tier 3 zone that you could totally lay down, relax if you need to go AFK, if you just need to get a breather where you're getting used to it. The first one is in one of the central buildings. It's on the top. It's the dome-shaped building. This building is fantastic, not only for the traversal and the height, as well as the loot around it, but if you go up to the top of that building and you lay down in this area, zombies will not be able to get up to you, and their meat will not be able to hit you when they throw it. Another fantastic place is the archways at the entrances of the tier 3 zone. There's 2 of them in total. The abomination will spawn below you sometimes. Don't worry, lay down there. Nobody can get you. Hellhounds can't get you. Zombies can't. Their meat can't get you. You're going to be perfectly fine, and you could just wait it out, see what you need to do. This specific side of the map is also mainly where the PackAPunch is. So if you need to get to an easy PackAPunch, you can go from the archway down to the PackAPunch. Now, when we talk about the PackAPunch, I do recommend you at a minimum having Pack 2 when you enter the zone. You're going to need it just in case you need to fight off a little bit of a group of zombies. I also recommend the rarity of your weapon. Next off, a mechanic that I see a lot of people pass up in the game in general, not even in the tier 3 zone, just overall in the game, is the dog. The dog is absolutely fantastic, and the developers put it in the game for solo players. This dog can take a lot of damage, and it also can mitigate the amount of zombies that have their attention on you, as well as just the zombies overall, because it can dish a lot of damage as well. You're going to need to put up to 3 meat in the doghouse. The doghouse is always in the same location in the tier 3 zone. It's right here on the map. It's near one of the PackAPunch locations. Very easy place to get get to. You need up to 3 meat to activate it. Now, if you put 2 meat in the doghouse and then you leave, you could put another meat in and the dog will activate. Just don't put 1 meat or something else, or enemy hellhound will spawn. So put up to 3 meat, and if you want to, the more meat you put, the higher rarity dog you will get, the more health they'll have, the more damage they'll have. So I recommend you guys going in with the dogs. I've had times where I've had a 6-man squad, everyone had dogs, and it was 12 people, and it was absolutely bonkers. Super fun. So don't sleep on the dogs at all. Now let's go over guns specifically. Now at the end of the day, you can use any gun you prefer, but SMGs are recommended just for their high mobility. I also recommend you kitting them out with a bigger magazine as well as no stock and anything that will improve your sprint to fire time. That's really what you need to focus on. Do not go into tier 3 with a secondary, and if you do, make sure it's a melee weapon. Honestly, I recommend just carrying 1 weapon only. That way, when you're in tier 3 zone, you're going to want to swap to your fists to give you that increased sprint time and mobility, and that is going to be the name of the game. Running around with your fists out basically the whole time until you need to get into a fight. You whip out your gun, shoot what you need to. If you're doing a high value target, contracts, or you need to get some zombies off your back, that is highly recommended. Now, one of the biggest things in the tier 3 zone that is in tier 2, but it is not used often or seen often in other zones, is the turrets. You are going to find a lot of turret circuits around the tier 3 zone, and I recommend you holding on to as many as you can. These things are going to help you out a lot, whether you're in a pinch, whether you're taking down a high value target. Go up to the turret, put 1 turret circuit in it, activate it, and stand there and let all the zombies come to the turret. It'll clear the zombies out for you, giving you the ability to make your next move or stay up there to kill your high value target. You can even lead high value targets to the turrets. It's highly recommended to use the turrets as much as possible. Now, when we talk about gear that you can find in the tier 3 zone, I recommend you carrying as many self revives as you can, just in case you get downed. You can revive and you'll have another one that will auto equip. I normally carry up to 3 with me unless I'm playing with other players. If they get downed and I revive them or they revive, I'll throw one down for them, but carry as many self revives as you can. That is a big thing. And in the tier 3 zone, they are not hard to come by. You usually will find anywhere from 3 to 4 every time you go there. Obviously, having a bigger backpack is better just so you can carry extra turret mods, meat for the dog, as well as the self revives. Now, last but not least, when in the tier 3 zone, everybody in this game, they usually want to pair up, create a squad, whether that's 3-man, 6-man, whatever it may be. So do not be afraid to request to join or invite others, because a lot of people are willing to help out working together, and it makes it for such an easier experience. And at the end of the day, just go out there and practice. That's the biggest thing. Just practice going into the tier 3 zone. I remember I was super nervous about going there. I went in there, I got demolished. I didn't want to go in there, and then I just decided, let me rush the tier 3 zone as much as I can, just so I can get used to the pace of the zombies, the gameplay, as well as just get used to the environment that the tier 3 zone has in it. At the end of the day, just enjoy it and have fun. This game is absolutely amazing, and it offers so much with the PvE elements to it. Everyone is super friendly. They're willing to help you out. They're willing to drop things for you. You can even ask them, have you found a 3-plate vest? Do you have a self-revive? Whatever it may be, a lot of players will either give you one, find one for you, or say, hey, I saw one in a loot box back there over at this building. I'll ping it for you. And everyone is super helpful. Just enjoy it and have a blast, and slowly take your time to work your way up to the tier 3 zone. I hope any tip in this video helped you out. If you guys have any more tips, let me know down in the comments below. This game is absolutely amazing. I'm loving MWZ. It is an absolute blast, and the season 1 update is coming shortly, and they're adding so much more to the game. Tier 4 is going to come. I will be making a tier 4 guide shortly when the Aether Rifts open up. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And again, drop a like on the video because it helps me and the channel grow. It helps this video go out to more people, and honestly, it helps the algorithm. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and have a beautiful day. Let's go, baby. Well done, guys. GG!